So that was just the basic stuff that I do. He's rolling. When I first start him, I was hoping he would make more mistakes so I can show you what to do when they don't do it right. But there's a couple times I had to get after him, like when I backed up, I just jerked on his nose to tell him to get back. And then when you move their front end around, it's the same thing. Even if you have to bang them in the head, because you're not really hitting them, they're just running into you. So the faster you move, the faster they should move. So if they run into you, that's their own fault. And he hasn't done groundwork in a while, so he did pretty good for not doing it for a long time. But basically it's just asking for more, you know. And then when I did the lunging, and I asked him to move his hindquarters around, and then I went to walking and doing that just adds to it, and it makes it a little harder. Like, I do that exercise out there in the open because you have more room, but you just walk as you're doing it, and they have to keep up with you, and they pretty much just go back and forth in front of you. They come around, move their hindquarters around, and then they come up in front of you, move their hindquarters around, and you're just, they call it the C exercise, and they're just going back and forth in front of you as you're walking. And then you can make it even harder, and you can jog while you're doing it, but that's a lot of exercise. And then after that, I went to changing directions where they roll back. And then I combined the both of them, and usually I just have them do it at a walk. If they trot, that's okay, but I just combine the two, and so I have them walk around. I move their hindquarters, and then I move their front quarters around, and then have them go forward and start over. And it's kind of like a little dance. And then I added more to it by having them end up coming alongside of me, and then I just walk along, and then I stop, and we back up, and then I go and do it again. And it's like I just add them everything. Moving the hindquarters, moving the front over, leading up beside you, stopping and backing, all that is combined, and it's just like I call it a little dance. So and then I did the curry comb, the human curry comb, where you were kind of doing it with where you were getting on top of them, but then I would move, like with him, I moved around, I waved my arms and legs, and then I kind of scooted back, and then I got off on the other side. So that just makes it where you're moving around more, and they're getting used to that. And then the same, I did the running up to him, and he's kind of weird. Sometimes he gets head shy, and then some days he's not. Like today, he was kind of acting like he was, and that's a really good exercise for him when you run up and wave your arms like that. So I pretty much have to do that with him every day. Not that exercise, but you know, move my hands around his face, and because he's always been that way, and he's just weird. And I think and there's some stuff I skip because it's just basic, like the stuff you were doing, the whipping, you know, around them and getting used to that. And I did a little bit with the flag, and then I do other things like the ball, like you did. And so that's, and then the other thing I added on to is when I was waving the flag around, once they're good at that with standing, then I have them walk around lunging. If they trot, you know, that's fine too, but they can do it at a walk, and I just wave it around, and a lot of times I'll have the saddle on, and I'll take that flag and kind of spank it on the saddle and make more noise. So you do that like you would when they're standing there, but walking around. So you're adding more to it by doing that. And let's see what else. I can't think of anything else at the moment, but so that